Alright, good morning folks. Howdy. I got some peppers behind me here. We're going to get these planted. They're looking a little sad because they are in those containers a little bit too long. I planted them or started them a little bit too soon this year. I guess I get a little excited sometimes. But I need to get them out of there, get them in the ground. Even though it's still a little bit cool, soil temperature is a little cool, they'll be all right. There's no frost in the forecast, and we're going to get into 50-degree or warmer mornings just in the next couple days. What we're going to use to plant these today is this tool right here. I don't know if this has a name for it. The Hatfield transplanter. So what you do is you open this up, and you can see it's got, let's see if you can see that or not, but you're gonna jam this in the ground, and you're gonna spread that open like that, and then drop your seedling right down the chute here. Hopefully you can see that. I'll try and film it best I can. And then you just pull this straight out, soil falls in around it, and you might have to just tamp a little bit, press the plant in. But this is a big help for my back. I'm not going to be able to use this with my tomatoes this year, I don't think, because my tomatoes got to be planted a little deeper. I started them a little bit too soon, so they're a little bit tall and lanky. But what I find is a lot of people, they try and grow, or their starts need to be pristine. They don't necessarily need to be perfect. Once you get them in the ground, everything will catch up. They'll recover and catch up. So you don't need the perfect plant. I know it is nice. Like, I don't use fertilizers or anything like that, so some of my starts don't always look like greenhouse starts that you would go buy in a store. But I'm satisfied because I always get the same amount of produce. Sometimes you get a bumper crop, sometimes you get a little less depending on the weather, but the plants always catch up. Even the smallest plants, they always catch up. Don't get discouraged. Let's see what happens here. Alright, so what you're going to do is get this over your hole and just jam this straight down as far as you can. Now, at this point, I just kind of let it, let's see, is it going to stay? It may not. So, you know what? I got to pull my start a little closer. Alright, so right now this is pushed in about as far as I could push it in. So now I'm going to bring the lever up, and what that's going to do is it's pushing the dirt away. So now, I got a little rip. So now I take my start and just send it in. Just like that. And now you just kind of shake it and lift it straight up. And look at that. Perfect. So after, I'll come up the row and I'll double check every one, push the soil around it, and that'll be it. Alright, so here's another one. Same thing. Just push it right in your hole here. No diddy. Get it down as far as you can. Usually it goes about as far as that bolt right there. This one may be a little bit on the deep side, but let's see what happens. Take your start, send it in, give it a little shake, and voila. Perfect. So I'm going to do that with the rest of the row. I get distracted easily, so I ended up planting those 3 starts in the tomato row. I had to move them over one row. Good thing I caught it now. No big deal. I'm going to finish the rest of the row. So you see the row of peppers installed, and John is he took some of the compost that we left here yesterday, and instead of using the existing soil, he's just dressing the peppers with the compost. And as he does that, I'm gonna chase him with the cages so the little rabbits can't get my stuff. I'm just going to take my cage. Now we already have a little hole burned in for the stake. That's it. We'll get another. So I only hammer them in until the whole cage makes contact with the landscape fabric. All right, so I didn't quite get to film everything. My camera battery died, but over here in this row, I planted 4 broccoli a few days ago. But up there we have 5 pickling cucumber plants, and then 3, let's see, I think it's 3, yeah, 3 Market More cucumbers. Then beyond that is the blueberry bush. Over here we got 3 jalapeno peppers. I always plant them on the low side of the garden because they always seem to do better in the shade than the regular pepper plants. But the rest of those are King of the North peppers all the way up the row. Over here we got 2 cherry tomato, and then we got, I think it's Chadwick Cherry is the name of them. And then we got 8 paste tomatoes, and then 2 Bonnie's Best beef tomatoes. That gives us enough for BLTs throughout the season. Then we got broccoli right here, broccoli right there. We got, let's see, 5 Rocky Top lettuce right here. Nothing else in the rest of that row yet. But right here is a row of green beans. Nothing is sprouting yet. It's a little early. I gotta dig out some weeds in this one, no big deal. And that's a wrap for today. We gotta go check out the campground. But that's how we do it, a little bit at a time. And it is a little earlier. Let me just explain that. The ground temperature is still cold, too cool. But these plants should survive that. They're not by no means cold weather plants. As long as there's not a frost, and I am taking a chance on planting this early. Normally I would not plant until Memorial Day weekend no matter what. But I looked ahead on the 10 or 12 day forecast, and it looks like we're going to have the low temperatures are going to be in the mid to low 50s, and we're going to get as high as like almost 80 degrees a few days. So we should make it without another frost. You know what? If we do damage some plants, I saved a few that I can replace. And these cages, they do a number of things here. They're multi-purpose. What they do is number 1, they support the plant. Number 2 is they keep the rabbits, the full-grown rabbits, from getting in there. Of course, a small rabbit could get in there, but a full-grown cannot. So that protects my investment, aside from culling that herd. But anyway, this is how we do it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Have a good day. Joe B out.